Are you an Enneagram Type 2, or do you know someone that is? Are you feeling stressed and want to experience health and growth? What's up? This is Evan from EnneagramGift.com, and we're going to talk about Enneagram 2s and stress. Type 2s are known as the helper. Their biggest desire and motivation is to feel appreciated and desired by others. Their biggest motivation and desire is to feel needed by those they love and care for. Type 2s meet most people with a caring attitude and enjoy socializing. And their helper personality desires for their love and nurturing that they extend towards others to be reciprocal. However, an Enneagram 2 may not always express their need for love and appreciation, and instead hopes to receive it without really having to say so. It's easy for Enneagram Type 2s to assume that others want and need the same thing as them, and can find it difficult to understand when friends or loved ones do not express care in the same way. The Enneagram Type 2 stress and growth lines are connected to the 8 and to the 4. In times of stress, Enneagram Type 2s will take on the unhealthy characteristics of a Type 8. Under stress, Enneagram 2s can become more demanding, manipulative, and controlling. They can begin to shift the blame for the situations around them onto others, and can even go deep into the past to point out previous wrongs or things that others have done to them previously. Enneagram 2s on the surface can seem happy-go-lucky, but often struggle with a fear of being unlovable, undesirable, and unwanted. This fear creates a level of emotional instability. When they're unsure of themselves and their relationships, this can cause them to become controlling, which often looks like being clingy and overbearing. Enneagram 2s will experience stress if their needs and ideas are ignored, or if they feel unappreciated and unwanted, if the environment they're in is unrelational, or if friends, loved ones, and leaders are overly harsh or critical. Type 2s in general struggle with rejection, shame, sharing expectations, and being transparent. There are also weaknesses that are common to Enneagram Type 2s. For instance, they can be needy. While 2s will often give love, they can overdepend on the love that they receive from others, which can cause them to neglect self-care and develop a form of self-hatred even. They can also become overbearing. Because 2s can become so social or fear insecure about relationships, others can often interpret that as having a lack of respect for boundaries. As mentioned, 2s can often self-neglect, ignoring their own wants, needs, and desires. Type 2s in stress can also become easy to offend. If they're confronted with a critique, or if they begin to interpret that they're unliked, this can often lead to their walls of emotional security becoming shattered. In addition to these attributes, there are other ways to identify an Enneagram 2 in stress. Enneagram 2s will put the needs of others before their own in an attempt to earn admiration and love. This over-prioritizing of the needs of others is often an attempt to receive admiration. They often will feel guilty if they do anything for themselves and will look at it as a form of self-serving. Unhealthy Enneagram 2s are less charitable. Rather than viewing the intrinsic side of helping others, they view service as a way to fulfill their own desires and to get what they want. When Enneagram 2s are unhealthy or in stress, other people are just a means to an end, rather than seeing individuals as deserving of service and kindness. When Enneagram 2s are unhealthy, they are unstable in their feelings, lack self-worth, and are in a constant search for validation. This relational emptiness that they feel within them can often lead them to becoming codependent and placing strain on key relationships. Because Enneagram 2s are in the heart triad, they can experience severe bouts with shame. This emotion for 2s can cause them to feel like if others do not reciprocate the relational connection that they are extending, then it must mean that they are unlovable and undesirable, which can then cause them to go into overdrive to attain the relational admiration they so desperately want. Enneagram 2s in stress can become prideful, egocentric, domineering, and controlling. They can begin to lash out at others, hide from vulnerability, and overextend themselves. The core desire of an Enneagram 2 is to be appreciated. And the message they desire to hear most is that you are lovable and wanted. Remember, when lacking awareness, a 2's motivation to give or to be kind can come with ulterior motives. They can become blind to these underlying desires in hopes of receiving love and nurturing in return. However, as 2's become more aware of this, they can become more selfless in their intentions and establish a healthy attitude towards service. Enneagram 2s in stress can begin to heal as they begin to change their mindset and beliefs, understanding that they are lovable and accepted just as they are. They do not have to earn the love of those around them, and they are deserving of it. Enneagram 2s can shift their mindset, realizing that self-care is good and not an act of selfishness. Developing a healthy awareness of their limitations will help Enneagram 2s to make fewer but better commitments, knowing when to act and when to reserve. With new levels of health, Enneagram 2s can live and act beyond their need for validation, accepting that they are worthy just as they are. Healthy Enneagram 2s can recognize their need, but are able to cope if things don't go the way they want. They can see the value in others and not just as a way or means to feel better about themselves. Above all, healthy Enneagram 2s value their relationships and experiences and understand when to say yes or no. Hey, if this video helped you, would you hit the like button and be sure to subscribe? And let me know in the comments which characteristics and traits you most relate to when you're in stress. This is Evan from EnneagramGift.com. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.